All right, guys, let's continue on with the math portion of the test. So the previous video was on the English basic approach, and now we're going to do the math basic approach. And when we do math basic approach, we like to use two mainstay strategies that we found works for a lot of the questions on the exam. The first one is plugging in, and plugging in, the steps are first identify the variable. Second is to plug in a number for the variable. Third one is to work the steps of the problem. Fourth is to identify to get a target value. So when you work the steps of the problem, you get a value and circle it. And then fifth one is to eliminate answer choices that don't give you the target value using the value that you plugged in. Okay? The other strategy is plugging in the answer, or PITA as we like to call it. And the first step is to label the answer choice. Okay. Second step is to start with the middle value. Okay. And then plug in the answer. And when you get to the right answer choice, stop. So that's our process of elimination. So let's give this a shot. So question number 2, if 3n over 4 minus 7 is equal to 2, then n is equal to what? Okay. So for this question, the question is asking me for what is n equal to. And instead of me trying to solve for n or plugging in a number for n, I actually have 5 options. N could be either negative 9, negative 7 over 3, 7 over 3, 9, or 12. So instead of coming up with my own numbers or trying to solve for n, I'm just going to use the answer choices. And this is how I know I can plug in the answer. So remember, the first step of plugging in the answer is to label the answer choice. And here we have n. Okay, so then now I'm just going to start with my middle value, and here it's h. Okay, so it's 7 over 3, right? So if n is equal to 7 over 3, that's just 3 times 7 over 3 over 4 minus 7 is equal to 2. Is that true? No, I believe it gives you like a 5 point something or so. So h is not going to work, but that number is too big, or I'm sorry, too small, because it's going to give you like a negative 5. So then we need to go to a larger number. So let's try 9j. Okay? And I like this because we're dealing with whole numbers now, so we don't have to worry about the integers. So 9 times 3 is 27 over 4. That's not going to give me an integer. So that's not going to give me a 2. Okay? Because that's going to be 27 divided by 4 is what? 6 times 4 is 24, 7, 28. So 6 point something, minus 7. That's not going to give me, right? So that's not going to give me a 2. So I can get rid of j. And then let's try k. 3 times n, so that's 36 over 4 is equal to 8. Right? I'm sorry, 9. Whoa. 9. 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. And that's true. So k is my answer. Okay? So plugging in the answer, right, we first label the answer choice. We start with the middle value. Plug in the middle value into the problem. And if it equals the number that we're looking for in the problem, in this case it was 2, then that's the right answer. If it doesn't, then that's not the right answer. We can eliminate it and decide whether we want to move up in the answer choice or move down in the answer choice. Now let's try question number 9. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 plus 2x minus 1 minus x squared minus 3x plus 2? Holy cow, what a mouthful, right? Well, do I have a variable in this question and in the answer choice? Yes, I do. I have x. So let's plug in a number for x. And in this case, I know some of you guys are saying, let's plug in 9 or 5. Let's plug in 2. And I like 2 because 2 is an easy number to work with. I can square it, I can multiply it, I can divide it. Nothing crazy is going to happen. So when I plug in x is equal to 2, the equation turns into 3 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 plus 4 plus, I'm running out of space here, plus 4 plus 2 times 2 minus 1 minus 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 2. Okay? And what that gives me is 12 minus 4 plus 4 plus 4 minus 1 minus 4 minus 6 plus 2. And when I add that all up, it gives me 15. And 15 is my target value. So I plugged in the value for the question, for the variable, worked the steps of the problem, and got my target value of 15. So now I'm just going to look for an answer choice that gives me 15 when x is equal to 2. Okay? And as we do this, we know that answer choice A, what is that? 4 minus 4 plus 3, that's not going to give me 15. 4 plus 4, which is 8, minus 1, that's not going to give me 15. 2 times 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, minus 6, that's going to give me a negative. 8 minus 6 minus 1, that's going to give me 1. 8 plus 6 plus 1. So 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So E is our answer choice. Now I know for question number 9, that was a lot of work, but how much work did we really do? We really just added, multiplied, and no division, but we just added, multiplied, and subtracted. And how sure are you that you got the answer correct? Well, pretty sure, right? Because E gives me 15. My target value is 15 when I plugged in x is equal to 2. So these two strategies are going to work really well for a good part of the portion of the question. I believe on the last math test, I think something like 24 of the questions could be answered using either the plugging in or plugging in the answer strategy.